In this video I will be comparing the two Nun movies. There is the first Nun movie that came out in 2018 and there is the Nun 2 that came out this year. The first Nun movie was a spin-off of the Conjuring universe. It was a character that was just a side character in the main universe. And the character by herself is quite scary. It had some effective scenes in the main universe, and it was quite scary. But when she got her own movie in 2018, it was quite disappointing. Basically, it had a very thin story and a very boring main character. And above else, it was not scary. In fact, the scares were very telegraphed. For example, the camera pans from left to right. Then when it goes back to left, the demon is there. So it's very, very expected scares. Also, the only bad thing the Nun character manages to do to the good characters is just to mess with them, nothing else. She does nothing that is very dangerous for them. She's just used as a jump scare gimmick. There are some stupid scenes like trapping the priest in a coffin and not removing the bell that's inside that he pulls to get attention from everyone else.
out of here! Oh, thank God. Thank you.
It's like, is she even trying to kill him or just pranking him, or what is it? There are many scenes where you don't know if she's trying to kill people or just prank them. It's like they built the movie and the script around jump scares. There is no story here. It just doesn't give you anything else besides jump scares and telegraphed jump scares that are very expected. So I don't really know what they were trying to do with this movie. Just a ride or whatever. And for a movie called The Nun, you don't get the nun that much in this movie. It's just, I don't know, jump scares. She's just used for jump scares. And it would have been alright if the characters were interesting, but I'm not invested in these characters. They are not interesting. They are not written well. It's just, I don't know. And the style of this movie is also not that good because you get lockdown shots for the most part, and there's no style in the cinematography. And the production design, yeah, it's all right, but it could have been much better. And there's so much blue color grading in this movie that I don't know what it was for either. It was just a choice, not a style for this movie. And the main actress in this movie is Vera Farmiga's sister, and she does a good job with her performance, but it's not really functional because the character is not interesting at all. She's very boring, the character is very boring, and you are not invested in her at all.
But Thaisa, you're actually joining the franchise that your sister Vera helms, which is really cool. So first of all, just coming on board with that, is there anything that you talk through with her about, taking this role on, or is there a deeper connection? Because I know you've played Vera, a young Vera before. Is there a deeper connection here?
Well, first off, when I first heard about the project, I was like, oh, it's, that's Vera's world. And I was like, okay, I'll, despite that, I'll do my audition because I love the script. I love the character. And I did that. And I think Corin liked my audition and I got the job.
Just a little.
And I don't know, she didn't really give me advice. She, one thing when she was filming The Conjuring 2 is she did so much research into demonology and all the demonic forces, and that's something I luckily did not have to do. I got to research the pure and the holy. I got to research what it takes to be a nun. So luckily I didn't have to bring that home with me. She said just be wary about bringing work back into the walls of your home, which that was good advice. I left it outside. And as for a deeper connection, that's a great question. I wish I had a clear answer for you, but I don't.
There's really nothing good I can say about this movie because it's awful. It's really awful. And I was expecting a little bit more, not like a masterpiece or anything, but a good horror movie. And this was not at all good. But it was a box office hit, and we got a sequel this year, and I have to say that it is better. It is in structure kind of the same movie, but it's done much better. I mean, from the point of view that it's told in a much better way. It's the same story kind of, but it's told in a much better way, much more logical way and much more well told way. Some of the same problems follow this movie, but it's told in a much better way. It's much more acceptable. You don't get as much stupid scenes as in the first one. That's a start, because that makes it much better. Also, the story is much better structured. You really understand what the demon wants in this movie, and that's good. Also, the sequel has a much better visual style. It's much better photographed, it's much better designed, and yeah, it's a much tighter script than in the first one. Everything is just better written and it has a much better flow to it. Not to say that it doesn't have any flaws. I mean, the main character is still a boring character. That stays. And another issue that comes from the first movie is that the nun isn't really in the movie a lot. But at least she's not used as easy jump scares this time. That much. Storm Reed is also underused in this movie as one of the other nuns. She's shown she is a good actress, being in this year's movie Missing, that was a sequel to the movie Searching from 2018. And she is a good young actress. Overall, I would give this movie a 6 out of 10. And I really don't think there needs to be a third movie, unless this one was a hit in the box office. This has been Boogeyman Cinema, and if you liked this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.